How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulously well. I'm being treated too well.
Too well.
I need to get James Wong to rip me back to Durango, Mexico and hit me in the head again. Just remind me who I should be, because this is too nice.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. So what actually attracted you to this role?
I have been trying to impress my son for years. I've been very lucky and been in projects that impress people, but never him. He doesn't care about anything that I do. He cares if I give him Christmas presents, if I play swords with him, and if I cook dinner. But finally, there is a project that he really cares about. We've been watching Dragon Ball Z together for the last 5 years.
Okay.
And he finally is all about my project.
So do you feel like he's going to school and telling everybody, my daddy's in Dragon Ball?
I hope so. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, so can you just give us a brief character rundown?
Yeah, you know, Piccolo was working with a group called the Mystics, really developing the story of human beings on Earth, really helping them grow through the million years that they're on Earth. And he came into disagreement with his bosses, and from his boss's perspective, he tried to destroy Earth, and yes, you can look at it that way, but he really was trying to do something very good, but just in a very violent way. And instead of talking to him about it and correcting him, they just lock him in jail for 2,000 years. So that made me mad. And I think of Piccolo as like any other criminal who goes into prison when he's young and virile and manly, and he gets locked in prison, he breaks out of prison, and he finally finds a mirror to look into after he gets out of prison, and he finds that he's old and decrepit. And at that point, I want to go get those Dragon Balls and get my youth back, get my power back. And once I have my power, God help the Mystics, God help the town. I'm going to destroy everybody that took my youth. So it's all about vengeance. Yeah.
It's all about vengeance, okay. Now, you've been playing a lot of baddies, as we all know, one of my favorite baddies of all time, actually. But did you get carried away? Do you ever feel like you really get carried away with these characters when you're playing a baddie? Do you feel like you're actually bringing it home with you ever?
Totally.
Really?
That's the fun of it. Yeah.
And who feels the brunt of that?
Oh, luckily I'm usually alone when I bring that stuff. It's really fun to play people who don't care if they're liked. You know, we spend a lot of time trying to be nice to each other as human beings, and it's just a release to play someone who really doesn't care if you like him. And that's why I like Piccolo so much, is because he's honorable. He will always do the right thing. He'll always be there for you, but not because he wants you to like him, but because he wants to live up to his own internal moral code. And I think there's something very decent about that.
Now, there's been reports that the first time you applied the makeup, it took 17 grueling hours.
Yeah.
Being a female myself, I can understand how horrible that would be. And then you guys managed to dwindle it down to 4 hours, which is still a really long time. So was that really difficult for you?
Well, you know, the first time we put on the makeup, it took a long time, but that was my own fault. Because I was very specific with the makeup department that I wanted my character to be old and decrepit. I told them, make me look like when my girlfriend comes down to Mexico, I don't want her to want to kiss me. Because when we get to the next film and Piccolo transforms into the young self, he'll be beautiful, he'll be fabulous. But to make that transformation mean something, we have to start in a very different place. So I made them rip off the makeup like 12 times. Not ugly enough, not ugly enough, keep going.
That's amazing. Most people would do the opposite.
Yeah.
So this cast actually has both Asians and Westerners. Was this the first time that you've worked with this international of a crew?
No.
So
well, you know, Hollywood is very international. You know, you're always. I just got back from Romania. I played a cowboy. Right before that, I was in Lithuania playing Buzz Aldrin. You know, so it's a worldwide enterprise of filmmaking now, and that's one of the really wonderful things about being an actor, is that you do get to meet people from different countries, and I'm very happy that we've cast this film the way we have. It's true to the cartoon. I mean, in Dragon Ball Z, the president of Earth is a dog. I mean, that goes way beyond colorblind casting. It really is, it shows a world where race just doesn't matter anymore. that we really have mixed and gotten to know each other at this point. And I think that we reflect that in our film.
So you don't find that as any sort of hindrance, any communication problems, any cultural differences? It all blends very well together.
Yeah. Human beings are very much the same around the earth. Did you know that human beings, no matter where we come from, we spend 75% of our dreaming life dreaming the same 10 dreams.
What, really?
All of us, yeah. Falling, transportation dreams, sexual dreams, being chased by a monster. I forget all 10 of them, but really most of our dream life, we are dreaming the same dream.
That's amazing. You've actually named pretty much every dream I've had in the past week.
I was having them too. Yeah.
That would be jet lag. So do you feel that the fans will be happy with this? I mean, the really die-hard Dragon Ball fans, do you think they'll be happy or disappointed?
I think that for those fans who really know the source material and understand that this is Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, I think they will be very happy. Because we've given a more muscular, a more vicious version of the source material. In the source material, Goku is 12 years old and he's fighting midgets. We don't do that. You know, we grew him up and we muscled everything up. And so I think that if anyone's going into the theater expecting Dragon Ball, they're going to be blown right out of their seats.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So can you just give a bit of details? What exactly are your special powers as Piccolo? I know actually you have a bunch, and we saw in the wonderful clips we saw today that you can crush a house at the snap of a finger. Is there anything else special you can reveal to us?
I can fly.
Awesome.
Which hurts, by the way. Flying hurts. I can destroy things with energy balls from my hands.
Wow.
And I'm just really cool.
Yeah. So what can you take away from this film that you can maybe carry over into your real life?
You know, I think the thing that I learned while filming with our director, James Wong, was give up fear. There were so many situations that I got put into that if I gave in to my own fear, I probably would have gotten Justin killed. Seriously. And the only way to go home safe is if you just stop being afraid and just go.
So what else did James Wong bring to this film?
I think of James Wong as his samurai, right? And he's standing, he's got his sword, and he's very calm. And behind him is this huge fiery explosion of production. And he is standing in front of this wave of flame, protecting me. And he's not going to let me worry about all of this huge thing happening behind him. And he just gets me to set and says, "Welcome, James. I'm going to make you do something you never dreamt you could do again, but we're going to go one step at a time." So he scares me. James Wong scares the heck out of me because he makes me do things I didn't think I could do that. But he's very calm. But he also demands more of you than you think you even have.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's a very good director.
Very good.
Very good.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.